Philippine Clean Water Act or RA 9275, an act providing for a comprehensive water quality management and for other purposes. Clean Water Act of 2004 aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution. This act covers all types of bodies of water. Under this act, all owners or operators of facilities that discharge wastewater are required to get a permit to discharge from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or Laguna Lake Development Authority, one of the attached agencies of DNR, who is responsible for preservation, development, and sustainability of Laguna de Bay and its 21 major tributary rivers. Furthermore, in this act, anyone discharging wastewater into a water body shall have to pay a wastewater charge. Under Section 2 of the said Act provides that the state shall pursue a policy of economic growth in a manner consistent with the protection, preservation, and revival of the quality of our fresh, brackish, and marine waters. Provided under Section 3 in this Act shall apply to water quality management in all water bodies, provided that it shall primarily apply to the abatement and control of pollution from land-based sources, provided further that the water quality standards and regulations and the civil liability and penal provisions under this Act shall be enforced irrespective of sources of pollution. In understanding the said Act, we have to identify some of the major terms to be defined. First is effluent, which means discharge what is passed into bodies of water. Also, wastewater, which is defined as waters in liquid form containing pollutants. Also, we have septage, which means sludge from septic tanks, cesspools, or Pozo Negro. We also include sewage, which means wastewater from domestic, commercial, and industrial resources. Next, we have sewerage, which means a system or network of pipelines for collection and treatment of sewage. In this Act, we have to consider the so-called public trust doctrine, which aims to put additional strain upon the duty of the water industry to comply with the laws and regulations of the land. Further, public trust doctrine impresses upon states the affirmative duties of a trustee to manage the country's natural resources for the benefit of present and future generations and embodies principles of protection, stewardship, and communal responsibility. Let us talk about sewage collection, treatment, and disposal. Section 8 requires that residential, commercial, and industrial establishments to connect to a sewage line provided by concessionaires. Under this Act, Section 14 regulates effluent discharge to bodies of water, Laguna Lake Development Authority as regulatory agency monitoring discharges to Laguna Lake. Provided under Section 27 of the said Act are the prohibited acts. These acts include discharging directly or indirectly into water bodies causing water pollution. Second, discharging without valid discharge permits. Third, dumping or transporting into water bodies sewage, sludge, or solid waste, disposing of infectious medical waste. Under the said Act, if certain prohibited acts is committed, the following are penalties and enforcement. Fine of not less than 10,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos per day of violation. Also, issuance of an ex parte order for closure, suspension, or cessation of operations of violators. RA 87